Number 1. This 1936 Chevrolet Classic Sedan, currently listed at $15,500 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, is a vintage pre-war American sedan that presents itself as a smooth-running driver with preserved originality and a straightforward mechanical setup, making it an appealing entry point into classic Chevrolet ownership. According to the seller, this 1936 Chevrolet is a matching numbers vehicle with a clean title and is reported to run, drive, shift, and stop smoothly. With only 1,234 miles shown since its current condition, it appears to have been lightly used, likely as a weekend or occasional classic rather than a daily driven car. In my opinion, one of the strongest aspects of this listing is its simplicity and honesty. Unlike heavily modified hot rods, this Chevrolet seems to retain much of its original character while still being roadworthy. For many classic car enthusiasts, a vehicle that can run and drive properly without requiring immediate restoration work is often more desirable than a project car that needs extensive rebuilding. The seller describes the car as a standard 1936 Chevrolet, and while specific modification details are not provided, the focus appears to be on its drivability and overall condition rather than performance upgrades. This makes it more of a traditional classic cruiser, ideal for local shows, weekend drives, or collection purposes. Personally, I think the 1936 Chevrolet sedan represents an important era in General Motors' design history. It carries the rounded, Art Deco-inspired styling of the mid-1930s, with proportions that still feel elegant and distinctive today. While it may not have the performance modifications seen in many hot rod builds, its charm lies in its original design and preserved condition. For buyers looking for an affordable pre-war classic that is already running and usable, this example offers a solid opportunity. At $15,500, it sits in a relatively accessible price range for a 1930s-era American sedan, providing a blend of vintage styling, drivability, and clean ownership documentation that makes it an attractive classic car option. Number 2. This 1939 Chevrolet Master two-door sedan, currently listed at $29,000 in Newark, Ohio, is a well-built vintage street rod that combines classic pre-war Chevrolet styling with significantly upgraded modern performance components. Rather than being an original restoration, this car has clearly been transformed into a driver-focused hot rod design for reliability, usability, and everyday cruising. According to the seller, the car is powered by a 355 cubic inch V8 engine paired with a Richmond 5-speed transmission, which is a strong and performance-oriented drivetrain combination. This setup suggests the vehicle has been built with highway usability in mind, offering both power and better gear control compared to the original factory configuration. The addition of a 10-bolt rear end further supports durability and makes the car more suitable for modern driving conditions. From my perspective, one of the most important upgrades mentioned is the Mustang front suspension conversion along with power steering and disc brakes. These modifications significantly improve handling and safety compared to the original 1939 suspension design. In practical terms, this means the car is not just a showpiece, but something that can realistically be driven on longer trips with confidence and control. The seller describes the vehicle as a quick-drive, anywhere car, which aligns with the overall build philosophy. This type of street rod is typically aimed at enthusiasts who want classic looks but modern drivability, and this Chevrolet appears to fit that category well. The automatic-like ease of driving is replaced here with a 5-speed manual setup, which adds a more engaging driving experience while still being practical for highway speeds. Visually, although details are limited, the car is described as a two-door sedan finished in yellow. The 1939 Chevrolet Master body style is known for its rounded Art Deco design cues, which remain highly desirable among pre-war enthusiasts today. When combined with modern stance and upgraded components, these cars often stand out strongly at local shows and cruise events. The listing also mentions openness to trades, which is common in the street rod market, and suggests the seller is flexible rather than strictly focused on a cash sale. This can sometimes indicate an enthusiast-to-enthusiast transaction rather than a purely commercial sale. Overall, I believe this 1939 Chevrolet Master Sedan represents a well-executed restomod that prioritizes driving enjoyment over originality. With its upgraded engine, modern suspension, disc brakes, and 5-speed transmission, it offers a strong balance of classic styling and modern usability, making it a compelling option for someone who wants a vintage car that can realistically be driven anywhere. Number 3. This 1937 Ford two-door slantback, currently listed at $20,000 in Yellow Springs, Ohio, is a classic pre-war Ford that has been transformed into a modernized street rod, combining its original flowing 1930s body style with updated Chevrolet mechanical components for improved drivability and comfort. According to the seller, the vehicle is powered by a 350 cubic inch Chevrolet V8 engine paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission. In my opinion, this is one of the most commonly used and dependable engine swaps in the hot rod world, offering strong performance, easy maintenance, and widely available replacement parts. The car has been upgraded with a Mustang 2 front suspension system and disc brakes, which significantly improve handling and stopping power compared to the original factory setup. These modifications are especially important in pre-war vehicles, where original braking and steering systems are often outdated for modern road conditions. The seller also notes that the car is equipped with power steering, air conditioning, and new front airbags. These additions suggest that the build was designed with comfort and drivability in mind, making it more suitable for regular use rather than just occasional shows or weekend cruising. From a driving perspective, the combination of a V8 engine, automatic transmission, and modern suspension components makes this Ford a much more relaxed and accessible classic compared to its original configuration. In my view, this type of build appeals strongly to enthusiasts who want vintage styling without the challenges of driving an original 1930s vehicle. The listing describes it as a good driver, although the mileage is unknown. This suggests that the car is being sold as a usable classic rather than a fully restored or show-quality vehicle. The exterior yellow finish with a blue interior gives it a bold and custom appearance, which is typical for street rods of this style. Overall, if the seller's description is accurate, this 1937 Ford Slantback represents a practical and enjoyable classic hot rod. It combines iconic pre-war Ford design with modern Chevrolet power and comfort upgrades, making it a solid option for someone looking for a ready-to-drive vintage cruiser with everyday usability. Number 4. This 1950 Plymouth Special Deluxe, currently listed at $12,995 in Anderson, Indiana, is a fully restored post-war American sedan that blends classic 1950s styling with a reliable, ready-to-cruise presentation. Finished in a clean blue exterior, this Plymouth represents one of the more refined and accessible entry points in a vintage car ownership from the early post-war era. According to the seller, the vehicle has been completely redone inside and out, and it is described as being in beautiful condition overall. It is powered by a 6-cylinder engine paired with a 3-on-the-tree manual transmission, which is very typical of Plymouth's engineering during that time period and helps preserve its original driving character. In my opinion, what makes this car appealing is the fact that it is presented as a fully sorted driver rather than a project. Many classic cars in this price range still require significant mechanical or cosmetic work, but this one is described as ready to cruise and show, which suggests that it has already gone through the necessary restoration phase to be enjoyed immediately. The seller also notes that everything on the vehicle works properly, with the only exception being the clock. While that is a minor issue, it is fairly common in older restored vehicles and does not significantly affect usability or driving enjoyment. From a design perspective, the 1950 Plymouth Special Deluxe carries the smooth, rounded body styling that defined early 1950s American automotive design. In my view, this era of Plymouths is especially attractive because it sits right between the pre-war influence and the more modern, chrome-heavy styling of the mid to late 1950s. The interior has been refreshed as part of the full restoration, and although detailed specifications are not provided, is described as matching the overall quality of the exterior. This likely means a clean, simple cabin that maintains a period-correct appearance while offering a comfortable driving experience. Overall, if the description is accurate, This 1950 Plymouth Special Deluxe appears to be a well-restored classic that offers strong visual appeal, dependable mechanical condition, and immediate drivability. It is the kind of vintage car that can be enjoyed on weekend cruises, local shows, or casual drives without the need for additional restoration work. Number 5. This 1936 Chevrolet Corvette Hard Top Coupe, currently listed at $33,500 in Hartford, Connecticut, is a heavily customized street rod that combines classic pre-war inspired styling with modern V8 performance and long-distance drivability upgrades. In my opinion, the first thing that stands out about this vehicle is that it is not an original factory classic, but rather a well-built custom hot rod designed for performance, comfort, and show-quality presentation. The seller describes it as a trophy-winning build with no expense spared, and that level of detail suggests a professionally constructed project rather than a simple backyard modification. Power comes from a 355 cubic inch Chevrolet Crate V8 engine equipped with performance upgrades such as a mild cam, headers, and roller rockers. According to the listing, the engine is paired with a rebuilt 2004 automatic transmission featuring a shift kit and overdrive. From a practical standpoint, this combination is highly favorable for both performance and highway cruising, as the overdrive gear helps reduce engine strain on longer trips. The drivetrain is further supported by a 9-inch rear end with a 3.25 gear ratio, which is widely respected in the hot rod community for its strength and reliability. In my view, this setup indicates that the car was built not just for appearance, but also for sustained driving and real-world usability. Handling and ride quality have also been modernized with a Mustang 2 front suspension and front disc brakes, both of which significantly improve steering response and stopping power compared to original 1930s-era systems. These upgrades are commonly found in high-quality street rod builds and are a strong indicator of thoughtful engineering. The listing also highlights additional comfort and convenience features, such as power windows and a custom Sony sound system, which further reinforce the idea that this vehicle was designed for enjoyable driving rather than being a static showpiece. In my opinion, these features make the car more appealing to enthusiasts who want a classic look without sacrificing modern comfort. Cosmetically, the car is finished in a black exterior with a matching black interior, giving it a bold and cohesive appearance. The seller notes that it has won multiple trophies and was built by a well-known California street rod shop, which adds credibility to its craftsmanship and show history. Overall, this 1936 Chevrolet Corvette Hard Top Coupe represents a high-end custom street rod built for both performance and visual impact. At $33,500, it sits in the range of a ready-to-drive show car that offers strong V8 power, highway capability, and award-winning presentation. For someone looking for a fully built classic-style hot rod with proven show credentials and modern drivability, this example stands out as a serious contender. Number 6. This 1940 Ford Coupe, currently listed at $28,500 in Harts, West Virginia, is a classic American pre-war coupe that has been upgraded into a comfortable street rod, combining traditional Ford styling with modern drivability enhancements and a reliable V8 setup. According to the seller, this vehicle is powered by an all-Ford V8 engine and has been built with a Mustang 2 front suspension, rack and pinion steering, and power brakes. These upgrades are commonly used in the hot rod world because they significantly improve handling, steering precision, and overall road comfort compared to the original factory suspension setup. In my opinion, one of the strongest aspects of this 1944 coupe is that it appears to be built with drivability in mind. Many older hot rods prioritize appearance over usability, but this example includes modern mechanical improvements that make it much more suitable for regular cruising and longer drives. The combination of power steering and power brakes, in particular, suggests that the car is easier to control in everyday driving situations. The seller also notes that the car features new wheels and tires along with a beautiful interior. While specific interior details are not provided, the description implies that the cabin has been refreshed to match the overall quality of the build, which is often an important factor for buyers looking for a ready-to-drive classic rather than a project car. Additionally, The car is finished in red exterior paint, which complements the timeless body lines of the 1940 Ford Coupe. This model is widely recognized for its streamlined pre-war design, and when paired with tasteful upgrades, it often becomes a highly desirable street rod platform. Personally, I think the 1940 Ford Coupe is one of the most iconic American coupe designs ever produced. It bridges the gap between the more upright 1930s styling and the smoother, more modern shapes of the 1940s, making it a favorite among hot rod builders and collectors alike. When combined with Mustang 2 suspension and modern steering and braking systems, it becomes a classic that is both visually authentic and enjoyable to drive. For enthusiasts looking for a pre-war Ford Coupe that has already been upgraded for modern road use, this example offers a solid balance of style, comfort, and performance. At $28,500, it represents a well-sorted street rod that is ready to be driven and enjoyed immediately. Number 7. This 1933 Ford Coupe Street Rod, currently listed at $29,900 in Rehoboth, Massachusetts, is a well-preserved and thoughtfully built hot rod that combines iconic pre-war Ford styling with reliable modern Chevrolet power and comfort-focused upgrades. Compared to many older street rods on the market, this example stands out because of its documented history, low mileage since build completion, and long-term garage-kept ownership. According to the seller, the vehicle was originally built and registered in 2003 and has been garage-kept since 2004. Which is a strong indicator of careful long-term ownership. It shows only 2,700 miles on the odometer, suggesting it has been used sparingly since its construction and primarily maintained as a weekend or show cruiser rather than a daily driver. From my perspective, one of the most important aspects of this build is the drivetrain. It is powered by a Chevrolet 350 V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission, a very common and proven combination in the street rod world. This setup is known for its reliability, ease of maintenance, and smooth drivability, making the car more accessible for both experienced enthusiasts and casual collectors who simply want to enjoy driving a classic without mechanical complications. The car also benefits from several comfort and usability upgrades that significantly enhance the driving experience. The inclusion of a vintage air heating and air conditioning system is especially valuable, as it allows for comfortable cruising in a wide range of weather conditions. In addition, the full set of VDO gauges ensures that essential engine information is clearly monitored, contributing to both functionality and driver confidence. From a design standpoint, the 1933 Ford Coupe remains one of the most iconic hot rod bodies ever produced. Its flowing lines, distinctive grille, and compact coupe proportions have made it a favorite among builders for decades. Finished in deep red with chrome accents and rally-style wheels, this example maintains a classic street rod appearance that fits well within traditional hot rod culture, while still presenting as clean and well-maintained. The interior appears to be another strong point, featuring gray cloth bucket seats, a rear bench, and a fully restored upholstery setup completed in 2017. The seller notes that the interior, exterior paint, and mechanical systems have all been professionally maintained, including service by a dedicated auto shop in Massachusetts. The fact that it recently passed inspection through 2027 also adds confidence in its roadworthiness. Overall, I believe this 1933 Ford Coupe Street Rod represents a very balanced package of classic styling, proven Chevrolet power, and comfort-oriented upgrades. Its low mileage since build completion, documented maintenance history, and long-term garage storage make it particularly appealing for someone looking for a turnkey hot rod that is ready for shows, weekend cruising, or casual enjoyment without immediate additional investment. Number 8. This 1937 Ford Business Coupe, currently listed at $54,900 in Petoskey, Michigan, is a fully built all-steel street rod that blends classic pre-war Ford styling with modern Ford drivetrain performance for a refined and high-end custom driving experience. According to the seller, the car has been completely refreshed and is all new and ready to go, suggesting a recent and comprehensive build. It is powered by a Ford 5.0-liter engine featuring a roller cam setup, paired with a T5 5-speed manual transmission. In my opinion, this is one of the most balanced combinations for a classic Ford hot rod, offering strong V8 performance while still maintaining smooth highway cruising capability thanks to the overdrive-equipped manual gearbox. One of the key highlights of this build is its all-steel body construction. Unlike fiberglass replicas, an original steel body preserves the authenticity and structural integrity of the vehicle, which is especially important for collectors and enthusiasts who value traditional craftsmanship. The seller also mentions a custom interior, indicating that the cabin has been significantly upgraded for comfort and aesthetics. While specific details are limited, builds of this level typically include modern upholstery, improved sound insulation, and upgraded gauges, all designed to enhance the driving experience without compromising the vintage exterior styling. What stands out to me is the simplicity and confidence of the listing. The seller does not rely on excessive modification details, but instead emphasizes that the car is fully sorted and extensively built. In my view, this often suggests a turnkey hot rod that has already gone through the difficult stages of fabrication and tuning. Overall, if the description is accurate, this 1937 Ford Business Coupe represents a premium quality street rod that combines iconic pre-war Ford design with reliable modern Ford performance. It appears to be a well-executed, ready-to-drive classic that would appeal to enthusiasts looking for a polished and usable hot rod with strong mechanical foundations and timeless styling. Number 9. This 1937 Ford Slantback Sedan, currently listed at $40,000 in Algonac, Michigan, is a classic pre-war American vehicle that appears to have been preserved or restored into an excellent condition, offering a clean and stylish example of late 1930s Ford design. According to the listing, the car shows approximately 4,000 miles and is paired with an automatic transmission, which suggests it has likely been modified or updated for more modern drivability compared to its original factory configuration. Finished in a blue exterior with a silver interior, this Ford maintains a simple but elegant color combination that highlights the smooth, rounded body lines typical of the 1937 slantback sedan design. In my opinion, one of the strongest aspects of this vehicle is its body style itself. The slantback sedan is highly recognizable and represents a transitional period in Ford's design language, where aerodynamics and visual flow began to take priority over the boxier shapes of earlier years. Even without extensive mechanical details provided, the silhouette alone gives this car strong collector appeal. The listing notes that the vehicle is in excellent condition with no significant damage or problems, and it holds a clean title. While specific restoration details are not included, this generally suggests that the car has been maintained or restored to a level suitable for both display and occasional driving. From a broader perspective, cars like this often attract enthusiasts who appreciate pre-war American craftsmanship combined with light modernization. The addition of an automatic transmission, if properly installed, would make the car significantly more enjoyable to drive in modern traffic conditions, especially compared to the original manual setups from that era. In my view, the relatively low reported mileage also raises interest, though it would be important for any buyer to verify whether this reflects actual use since restoration or if it has been reset during rebuilding. That kind of detail can significantly affect collector value and authenticity perception. Overall, if the condition is truly as described, this 1937 Ford Slantback sedan appears to be a well-presented classic that blends vintage American styling with modern usability upgrades. It stands out as a refined pre-war Ford that could serve equally well as a showpiece or a weekend cruiser, depending on how it was built and maintained. Number 10. This 1934 Ford two-door coupe, currently listed at $40,000 in North Smithfield, Rhode Island, is a professionally built hot rod that combines the timeless styling of a pre-war American classic with modern performance components and everyday drivability. In my opinion, what makes this car immediately appealing is its turnkey nature. The seller clearly emphasizes that it is ready to drive, which in the classic car world usually means the major fabrication and mechanical work has already been completed. For many buyers, that alone significantly reduces the time, cost, and uncertainty that typically comes with building a vintage hot rod from the ground up. Built on an Outlaw/TCI chassis setup, this coupe benefits from a modernized foundation designed specifically for improved strength, handling, and reliability. These aftermarket frames are widely respected in the hot rod community because they allow classic bodies to perform more like modern vehicles while maintaining their vintage appearance. Power comes from a 350 cubic inch Chevrolet V8 paired with a 350 automatic transmission, one of the most proven and widely used combinations in the custom car world. In my view, this drivetrain choice is practical and smart, offering a balance of reliability, readily available parts, and straightforward maintenance. One of the standout features of this build is the inclusion of air conditioning. While many traditional hot rods sacrifice comfort for style, the addition of AC makes this car far more usable in real-world conditions, especially for summer cruising or longer drives. From a practical standpoint, this significantly increases the car's overall enjoyment factor. Finished in a bold red exterior with a gray interior, the vehicle maintains a classic hot rod aesthetic that complements the iconic 1934 Ford coupe body style. This particular body design is one of the most recognizable and desirable shapes in American automotive history, often associated with early street rod culture and collector builds. The seller notes that the car is in excellent condition and has been driven approximately 15,289 miles. In my opinion, that mileage suggests the vehicle has already been properly sorted and enjoyed, which could be a positive sign in the custom car world where new builds sometimes require additional troubleshooting. Overall, this 1934 Ford Coupe represents a well-executed, ready-to-drive street rod that blends vintage styling with modern mechanical reliability. At $40,000, it sits in the range of a high-quality finished build, offering strong visual appeal, dependable performance, and everyday usability for someone looking to enjoy a classic hot rod without the challenges of a full construction project. Number 11. This 1937 Chevrolet two-door, currently listed at $56,500 in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, is a fully restored classic coupe that has been transformed into a high-end restomod, combining vintage pre-war Chevrolet styling with modern performance, comfort, and drivability upgrades. According to the seller, this vehicle has undergone a full frame-off restoration and has only been driven about 1,200 miles since completion. Under the hood is a 383-stroker V8 engine equipped with Holley Sniper electronic fuel injection and a mild camshaft, delivering a strong and reliable power setup designed for both performance and ease of use. In my opinion, one of the most impressive aspects of this build is how comprehensively it has been upgraded while still maintaining its classic identity. The drivetrain includes a 700R4 automatic transmission with lockup capability, paired with a 3.31 rear axle ratio, which suggests that the car was built with highway cruising in mind as much as local driving enjoyment. This combination typically provides smooth acceleration and relaxed engine RPM at higher speeds. The chassis and suspension have also been significantly modernized. The front features a Mustang II-style independent suspension with rack and pinion steering, while the rear uses a new leaf spring setup. These upgrades are widely respected in the hot rod community for improving ride quality, handling stability, and overall driving confidence compared to original 1930 suspension systems. Inside, the car has been completely updated with a custom interior that includes power windows, vintage air conditioning and heat, a modern stereo system with CD and remote, a new instrument cluster, and a power trunk. These features reflect a clear focus on comfort and usability, making the vehicle feel far more like a modern cruiser than a traditional vintage car. The exterior is finished in a charcoal color and is complemented by Riddler wheels size 17 by 7 in the front and 18 by 9 in the rear, giving the car a slightly aggressive yet still tasteful stance. Additional upgrades include a one-piece windshield, dual exhaust with mild Flowmaster mufflers, and a 3-row aluminum radiator to support the upgraded engine's cooling needs. Personally, I think this 1937 Chevrolet represents the upper tier of traditional restomod builds. It is not just a cosmetic restoration, but a fully integrated upgrade package designed for real-world driving. Every major system, engine, transmission, suspension, cooling, and interior, has been modernized while still respecting the original character of the car's body design. For collectors or enthusiasts looking for a fully finished classic that requires no additional work, this example stands out as a turnkey build. At $56,500, it sits in a higher price range, but it reflects the level of engineering, components, and craftsmanship invested into creating a reliable and comfortable vintage Chevrolet that can be driven regularly with confidence. Number 12. This 1947 Ford Custom Deluxe, currently listed at $21,999 in Howell, Michigan, is a straightforward post-war custom build that blends classic Ford styling with a more modern Oldsmobile V8 drivetrain, creating a simple and usable vintage cruiser rather than a fully original restoration. According to the seller, the car is powered by a 350 Oldsmobile engine paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission, along with power steering. This combination suggests the vehicle was built with drivability in mind, making it significantly easier to handle compared to its original factory configuration. In my view, that is one of the key strengths of this type of custom build, especially for enthusiasts who want the look and feel of a 1940s Ford without the challenges of outdated mechanical systems. The listing also highlights that the body is all steel, which is an important detail for collectors and buyers who prefer original metal construction over fiberglass replicas. Steel-bodied classics are often valued for their authenticity and structural feel, even when they have been modified mechanically. From a design standpoint, the 1947 Ford Custom Deluxe carries the smooth, rounded post-war styling that Ford became known for in the late 1940s. Finished in red with a white interior, this example appears to follow a classic two-tone aesthetic that fits well with traditional custom car styling. While the seller notes some paint chips, this is not uncommon for a driver-quality vehicle of this age and usage level. In my perspective, this car sits in the category of a driver custom, meaning it is built to be enjoyed on the road rather than kept as a perfect showpiece. The presence of power steering and an automatic transmission further supports this, making it more approachable for casual cruising and regular use. Overall, I believe this 1947 Ford Custom Deluxe offers a practical entry point into the world of classic custom cars. With its Oldsmobile V8 powertrain, steel body, and simplified driving setup, it provides a balance of vintage appearance and modern usability that would likely appeal to someone looking for an easy-to-drive classic with solid curb appeal and minimal complexity. Number 13. This 1938 Dodge Street Rod, currently listed at $19,500 in Feeding Hills, Massachusetts, is a classic pre-war Dodge that has been converted into a simple and functional street rod built around a Chevrolet powertrain for improved performance and drivability. According to the seller, the vehicle is powered by a 327 cubic inch Chevrolet V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission. In my opinion, this is a proven and widely used combination in the hot rod world, known for its reliability, strong torque delivery, and ease of maintenance compared to original vintage drivetrains. The listing describes the car as a street rod, which typically means it has been modified from factory specifications to better suit modern driving conditions. While detail modification specs are limited, the inclusion of a V8 swap and automatic transmission suggests that the focus of this build is usability and cruising comfort rather than strict originality. From a visual standpoint, the exterior is noted as turquoise with a gray interior, a color combination that fits well with the bold styling often seen in late 1930s American cars. In my view, cars from this era already have strong character due to their rounded fenders and upright proportions, and custom paint choices often enhance their street rod appeal even further. The seller also notes that the vehicle is being listed on behalf of a friend, which means interested buyers would likely need to contact the actual owner directly for full details and inspection. This is not uncommon in private classic car sales, but it does make it important for potential buyers to verify the condition and build quality in person. What stands out to me is the straightforward nature of this listing. Unlike heavily detailed restoration builds, this Dodge is presented in a simple, no-frills manner, focusing mainly on the engine, transmission, and asking price. This often suggests a driver-level street rod, rather than a show quality or professionally documented build. Overall, if the seller's description is accurate, this 1938 Dodge Street Rod appears to be an affordable and usable classic V8 cruiser. It offers vintage pre-war styling combined with a simple Chevrolet drivetrain conversion, making it a practical option for enthusiasts who want an easy-to-drive hot rod without a high entry cost or complex build history. Number 14. This 1941 Plymouth Prowler, currently listed at $25,000 in Newark, Ohio, is a custom-built classic sedan that combines pre-war American body styling with a more modern V8 drivetrain and comfort-oriented upgrades, making it a usable cruiser rather than a purely original restoration. According to the seller, the car is a two-door 1941 Plymouth sedan described as super straight and rust-free, which is an important foundation for any classic build. It is powered by a 360 cubic inch V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission, giving it significantly more performance and drivability compared to its original factory setup. In my opinion, what makes this car interesting is the direction of the build. Instead of restoring it strictly to original specifications, it has been upgraded to function as a reliable driver. The combination of a modern V8 swap and automatic transmission suggests that the goal here is comfort and usability rather than historical accuracy, which is often what many enthusiasts prefer for weekend cruising. The vehicle is also equipped with power steering and power brakes, which greatly improve handling and safety, especially in a full-size pre-war chassis that would otherwise feel heavy and outdated by modern standards. These upgrades make a noticeable difference in real-world driving experience. The seller also mentions aftermarket gauges, which typically indicate that the original instrument cluster has been supplemented or replaced to better monitor the upgraded engine's performance. While the air conditioning system is currently not working, the presence of AC hardware still adds value, even if it requires attention. From a design standpoint, the 1941 Plymouth sedan has a classic, rounded pre-war body style that looks especially striking when paired with a clean black exterior. In my view, the super straight and rust-free description is one of the most important selling points, because body condition is often the most expensive part of any vintage car restoration. Another detail worth noting is that the seller is open to trades, which suggests flexibility and may indicate this is a hobbyist or private seller rather than a strict collector-focused listing. Overall, if the mechanical condition is as solid as described, this 1941 Plymouth Prowler appears to be a well-sorted custom cruiser that blends vintage American styling with a more modern drivetrain and driving comfort upgrades. It is the kind of build that prioritizes enjoying the car on the road rather than keeping it purely as a showroom restoration. Number 15. This 1951 Ford four-door, currently listed at $2,000 in New Era, Michigan, is an early post-war American sedan being offered primarily as a mechanical donor or budget restoration project centered around its flathead V8 drivetrain. In my opinion, what makes this listing interesting is the way the seller is essentially pricing the vehicle for its mechanical value rather than its overall condition. The description suggests that the flathead V8 engine, automatic transmission, and radiator are the main highlights, with the rest of the car included as part of the deal. According to the seller, the car features a sweet-running, flathead V8 and an automatic transmission. From a historical standpoint, the Ford Flathead V8 is an iconic engine that played a major role in American automotive history and hot rod culture. If the engine truly runs well, that alone could represent a significant portion of the vehicle's value, especially for enthusiasts looking to preserve or reuse classic Ford powertrains. However, the listing also implies that the rest of the vehicle is in rough condition, with the seller essentially stating that the car is included free or repair and drive. In my view, this strongly suggests that the body, interior, and possibly structural components are not the focus of the sale and would likely require substantial work or replacement, depending on the buyer's intentions. The car is described as having a clean title and no significant damage, but given the pricing and wording, it is likely positioned more as a parts vehicle or mechanical base rather than a ready-to-drive classic. From a practical standpoint, Buyers should carefully verify the condition of the engine and transmission before making any assumptions, as older drivetrains can often require additional servicing even if they appear to run. Overall, this 1951 Ford four-door represents a low-cost opportunity for someone specifically interested in a flathead V8, power drivetrain, or a full-scale restoration project, starting from a very basic foundation. At $2,000, the value here is clearly concentrated in the mechanical components, making it more suitable for builders, collectors of Ford engines, or hobbyists looking for a project with historical significance rather than immediate usability.